Hey guys, Speaker again. I'm back with another Cypher cam video, and today we have cameras for patch 1.09. It's also known as the patch right before Act 3 comes, and we got some new cams in storage for you, but also the strongest one up to this point. I want to keep this intro pretty short, but hope you guys enjoy them. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, subscribe, and also head over to my Twitch, twitch.tv/ghostspeak, and hit that follow button to know when I go live. I play every weekday, Monday to Friday, 5 PM CST, and you get to see what it looks like when I use these cameras in my games. Hope you guys enjoy this. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Ascent A Site. So, like in the last video, we have the camera here on the corner. It's a bit sneaky, and it's a bit difficult to set it up. But if you aim and are careful, you'll get it. With this camera, you can see all the choke points, including rafters. Next up is the one behind the cannon. This one is pretty good for when you want enemies to walk in and you want to see them as they enter. Then we have the classic one on the blue wall. You can see into A main as well as garden. I prefer to go for the one a bit further out here. A Lobby. This camera that goes above the wall, it hasn't been patched, so I'm gonna use it again. You line up with the dot on the box. This works on low quality as well. And then use your UI to line with your abilities, and then place it there. And now you see sight. Ascent Mid. Let's do some parkour. Get up here. Then you place the camera super far up on the blue wall. The reason for wanting it really far up is because you have a better angle into market compared to if you don't put it as far up. Then we have a more standard one under the lamp. This one makes it so that you can see into the market, but also if enemies go out catwalk. Here's one for defenders, but also for attackers that you send out in mid. Jump up on the box, line up like that, and then aim at the corner while jumping. And now you can see all over mid. There's also an alternative camera to this one, but from the B side. This one is for attackers, and you place it over here. Jumping allows it to reach a bit further up, and you can see above the wall. B Lobby. Place the camera there. Now you can see into market, and if anyone is peeking early. Then we have another one, an alternative into the window here if you want a bit more vision into market. If you've already secured B Lobby, then go for this one, jump in the window and place it there. Now you can see all of B Site. In case you want really early info, go for this camera. B Site. Set up your camera on the sign. This is pretty much the best position that you can take because the enemies have to walk out in order to shoot it. An alternative is this one. Jump and place it on the yellow wall, and now you can see roughly the same angle, but it's a bit more protected. Then we have a great retake camera, this one here, and a good post-plant camera for defender spawn. If you're a defender and you want to hold mid, I get up on the barrels and I put my camera here. And now you can see all of mid. Let's say that you're attacking and you want the same type of vision, then go to this area in garden. It's very accessible and this camera is very easy to put up. Behind the B site. First off, we're starting with this camera. You set it up here. It's a very hidden camera. It can be seen very easily, right? But it's supposed to be melding in with the background. You can see enemies along and hookah. Next up is above hookah to the left. You can see spawn, you can see elbow, and also sight. Then we have one here. Very good for post plant. Can be tricky to set up, but you place it here. You can see enemy spawn, sight, and yeah, very disguised. Another alternative is putting it here. And it's way easier to put up, but it's easier to notice too. Then we have one next to the hookah window on the corner. Very nice. You can see into long. as well as site. And if you want to, you can place it further in on the left, and that way you have more cover from long, and you play for enemies coming in instead. Then we have one above long. I use this one a lot with sand traps. It's pretty nice cam, because enemies have to look straight up in order to shoot it out. Then with B long, starting with this camera, classic one. You put this up, check if anyone is long, and then you take it back. Then we have this one, very good for if enemies are going in slowly on long, you have a teammate who is holding here, or in case you want to see anyone planting. Then from the same box, above long, like this, you can see enemies slightly, and that's if they go to the back there, or if you hear them take orb, you can tag them. If you're an attacker, I would go for this one. Very nice. B window, I clear it with this camera if I'm attacking, and then if I'm not using that camera, I place it on the wall there. You can place it anywhere on the wall, but that's usually the spot. Here's some defender cameras for B window. Stand on the window like this, aim there, and it should turn blue. And now you see straight above the entry. If you want to, you can also change up this position, go on the box here, aim in the back there, and find a new one. A couple of these squares in here allow cameras to be on them. A site. We're starting off with the camera here in A tower. Place it right there. You can see lamps, you can see short, bathroom, and yeah, enemies coming in. Then we have one from A tower that you place on the smoke, right there. And now you can see into bathroom as well as short. Then we have one that you jump and place there. And now you can see enemies on site. This one was sent in to me by Leshivo. And here we have a good post-plant camera that we place back there. So after planting, you can see pretty much every opening that enemies will come through, defenders that is. And if you want to hold it in lamps, jump and place the camera there. And now you see enemies coming in through lamps. A bath. Go here, jump and place it on the white wall. And now you can see enemies when they're coming in, without having to show yourself. And from the attacker side, one camera that's good is that one on the car. And you barely have to show yourself at all. And now you can see all of sight. A short. Camera goes here, and now you can see everything. That's good for post-plant, but also before planting, in case you see enemies coming from a short. And then for attackers, same goes there. And you can see all of heaven, you can see sight, backside, and truck. If you have enemies who are going through teleporter a lot, or flanking, I like this camera. Now let's go for some haven. Starting out with a retake camera, you jump up on the box, and now aim there. And you have a really good retake camera for A site. When it comes to setting up, it's pretty much the same cameras as usual. You place that one there, and now you can see all of A site. If you want a bit more shady camera, hidden, you place it there. You have the same vision, roughly. And then we have a similar one. You jump up on the boxes, and now you place the camera right above there. And you have pretty good vision for enemies coming from A long and A short. Haven, A sewers. Place the camera here, and now you have a camera that you can wallbang with from B site. So if you have a friend on B site and enemies are coming here, ping, and now your friend can wallbang and kill them all. Here's what it looks like. For attackers, we go there. And with this you can check for enemies rotating early. Way long, here's how you can peek early. And here's how you can attack and peek early. That angle on the wall protects you really well, by the way. Even mid. Camera box, that's all you need. If you're a defender and you jump up on the box here, you can place the camera above the roof, and now you can see if enemies are going mid or garage, and they can't see the camera. For B site, I really recommend this camera. This one is very good for retaking, and also in case enemies are coming in. For C site, Let's start with garage and take this camera. You can see anyone coming in, anyone in there. And for C site itself, we go here. Camera goes up there. Very good to scout long with and also sight. And if you don't like this really far up camera, you can go for a different one that's a bit further down but gives better vision on garage. This is pretty good if you're playing for one-way smokes. We have this one that's really far back in spawn, can be difficult to spot. And you have this vision, very good for long. And if you want a more defensive camera, go for this one here. And you see enemies coming in. The downside is you don't see them early. Let's go for some split. Here's a camera that was sent in by a viewer named Valeriana. You place it here, and now you can see elbow and sight. This is an insane retake camera. If you want to go for a bit easier one, you can go a bit closer to the wall, aim further up, and now you can see elbow. A tower, I always go with this one. Jump and place it there. And you can move the camera freely all over A tower. Sometimes I want to see if enemies are pushing early, and I go with this camera. This allows me to see into their spawn. If I want to see into main, I can go for this camera. Very easy to set up, works post plan too. Nice camera. Then we have one that was sent in by a viewer called Redacted. You place it here. Now you can see window plus main, as well as screens. And it's very protected. Here's one on ramp. You can see enemies pushing up. And if you use a one-way, you can activate it easily. For a main, I go for the one on the block. You can see ramp and heaven, as well as main. Then we have this one that's right around the corner here. There. You gotta move and jump, and then place it. And now you can see all of this area. If you want an easy one to scout early on, you can place this one during the buy round. Face it there, and now you see if enemies are pushing early. For mid, I place my camera on the tree. You can see if enemies are in vents or if they're in mail run. And you can also do this one from the other side in market, like this. For B tower, I place my camera up here, and that hides it, but lets you know if enemies are coming up B tower. And you can also do one that you go up here with. And now enemies have to look straight up while you can shoot them. For B site, we go with this camera here, very far up. It's a bit known, so sometimes you might need some variation. And here are a few good ones. One up here. Very good vision of the choke, but also heaven. And then we have an easy one that you place right there. Sneaky. If you want to see into enemy spawn, you have to wait until after the buy round, and then crouch and aim under the sign, and you place it there. Can be a bit difficult sometimes, but we get it. If you want to double peek with a friend in the garage, you can set up this camera, and then your friend peeks around the corner with the information from the minimap. If you're playing alone, set up the camera there, and now you can wait for enemies to push in, and then you punish them. And for attackers, place the camera low, that way you can see into ropes. And that's all. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.